So we are going to move to a new area of miracles. It is about grains production from green substances. Someone will ask, what is the relationship between green substances and the production of grains and fruits? Well, this is well established in science. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah the Almighty said in the Holy Quran, وَهُوَ الَّذِي أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً فَأَخْرَجْنَا بِهِ نَبَاتَ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ فأخرجنا منه خضرا نخرج منه حبا متراكبا فأخرجنا منه خضرا نخرج منه حبا متراكبا وهو الذي أنزل من السماء ماء فأخرجنا به نبات كل شيء فأخرجنا منه خضرا نخرج منه حبا متراكبا. This is from chapter Al-An'am, verse number 99. This verse is talking about how plant grows when land receives water, and how the plant produces grain substances, and how production of grains and fruits come from these green substances. Subhanallah, glory be to Allah. Who told the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, about such phenomena occurring in the plant? Listen to first to the corresponding meaning of this verse, and then we will go through the statement of science related to this field. And it is He who sends down rain from the sky, and we produce thereby the growth of all things, plants. We produce from it greenery. Put different lines under greenery. Greenery means grain substances. From the greenery, from which we produce grains arrayed in layers. From what? From the greenery, from the green substances, we produce what? From which? We produce grains arrayed in layers. So, this is chapter 6, verse number 99. So, what is the relationship? What is the relationship between greenery mentioned in this verse and the production of grains and fruits? The answer will come through science. The first refers to plant green substance from which grains are produced. Let us look at the information coming from science. Greenery, grain substance, means chlorophyll in science. Science, for scientists, call the greenery mentioned in the Holy Quran chlorophyll. Chlorophyll. So, what is the relationship between chlorophyll and the production of the grains and fruits? The answer is here. Chlorophyll and photosynthesis. So, through chlorophyll, we have photosynthesis. And through photosynthesis, we have the production of carbohydrates. And from the carbohydrates, we get the grains and fruits. as follows. Chlorophyll is a green pigment located in the chloroplast in plant leaf cells, where photosynthesis process takes place through the following reactions: the light reaction and the dark reaction. The light reaction and the dark reaction. Okay, let me give you a background about this process taking place in the chloroplast of the plant. This is a picture of what? The leaf, plant leaf. You see, of course, through your naked eye, that the leaf is green. The leaf is green. Why the leaf is green? Because there are cells in the leaf called mesophyll cells contain chlorophyll pigments. Chlorophyll pigments in a system called the chloroplast. Okay. You see, if you open the leaf, you find inside the leaf these cells. And inside these cells, the mesophyll cells, you find the chloroplast. And the chloroplast is full of chlorophyll pigment, the greenery mentioned in the Holy Quran. Okay? So, what happens in this greenery, what happens in the chloroplast, which is the green substance, what happens in the chloroplast is the photosynthesis process, through which carbohydrates are produced and translocated to the other parts of the plant in order to produce grains and fruits. In two reactions, as I told you, the light and the dark reaction. The light reaction and the dark reaction. So, this is the photosynthesis process. The light reaction, during which chlorophyll absorbs sunlight, visible light, and converts its energy to produce chemical molecules called ATP and NADPH, energy compounds. Okay, I would like to describe this to you in order to understand it. Well, maybe we can just tell you about the dark reaction. And in the dark reaction, during which the energy ATP and NADPH produced by the light reaction is used to fix CO2, carbon dioxide, from the air to produce carbohydrates. Then the carbohydrates move from the leaves to be stored in grains and fruits. Okay, let me give you the description of the light reaction and the dark reactions that are taking place inside the chloroplast, which is the greenery, which is the green substance, in order to produce carbohydrates that are moved to other parts of the plants in the plant in order to produce grains and fruits. Okay. This is the process. This is the chloroplast. Okay? This is the chloroplast. So, this is the photosynthesis process. Photosynthesis process has two steps: the light reaction and the dark reaction. What happens in the light reaction? You see, here energy coming from the sunlight in form of light. Energy in form of light. This is the chloroplast in the leaf, located inside the neutrophil cell. The chloroplast, which represent the greenery, the green substance, receives the what? The light, and converts it to another form of energy. Not light energy, but to another form of energy. Energy compounds called ATP and NADPH. By what? By the greenery. So the energy from sunlight is converted to chemical energy in the form of ATP and NADPH. Okay. Now, the light reaction is done. Because the purpose of the light reaction is to produce chemical energy from the sunlight. And then what happens? The chemical energy in form of ATP and NADPH is used in order to fix CO2 from the air, to fix CO2, carbon dioxide, from the air and convert it to carbohydrates in a cycle called Calvin cycle. The end of the Calvin cycle is glucose. Glucose, carbohydrate. This is the end product. So, the dark reaction now is done, is completed. So, during the light reaction, we get the energy. And during the dark reaction, the energy coming from the light reaction is used in order to fix carbon dioxide and convert it to carbohydrate. And the carbohydrate produced in the leaf is then translocated to other parts of the plant to produce grains, fruits, leaves, new branches with new leaves, new roots, and other things.